Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another week of the SAE Wheels podcast. Second week in a row that I've fucked that up, but hey, wonderful. Julian, how are we doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, and Eric, good afternoon. Yeah, it's good to see you again.
Am I a different species of some sort? Am I?
yeah, yeah, that was the point. No, happy to talk, happy to discuss a few things and be mindful of maybe there's a bee. I think there's a bee in front of you. I think
There's a
Bottas.
bee. There's a bee.
Yes. Where's your Bottas T-shirt, by the way?
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm like now a big Bottas fan after
Yeah.
last week for sure.
Bottas is the next Rosberg, is the new Rosberg. No,
Yeah,
I mean, come on. Another excuse. And then the guy, instead of being excited after winning the race, he's straight away to all my critics, fuck you.
yeah.
It is so juvenile. It is so like out of place of F1. It is just the worst thing you can say. I mean, come on. Get the
No,
fuck out. If you're not
no,
happy to be
no.
criticized, get
I
the fuck out.
This week I've had a giant revelation on how people should behave and all that other shit. My revelation has really come from. Do you remember last year
You're
when Jeremy?
self-conscious this week.
Am I? Let me show you.
On what you should on what should on the ways you should behave.
Yeah.
Did you end up
Well,
naked in the nightclub again?
I wish.
Doing the
I
helicopter?
I just have to stand in like nightclub lights in my apartment doing on my own because of happy lockdown. Everybody, this is just
Oh yeah, that's
depressing.
right. Yeah.
It's
Sorry about
depressing
this. Yeah.
here.
Okay, you go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't know. I rewatched a video. Remember that Drive Tribe video of Jeremy Clarkson where he's sitting outside drinking rosé, and he's talking about F1, and
Santé.
it's Sante.
Mm.
I actually don't have any alcohol with me today, so I'm drinking tea. Um, so anyway,
Really?
yeah,
Okay. That's all I'm gonna have then. Okay,
okay.
great.
Yeah. So where was I? Oh, yeah. So it's amazing. It's just Jeremy Clarkson going. He's talking about. He goes, you know, when it gets to the point that me and my son are not watching the F1. He goes, I was watching the tennis final and my son was watching the cricket. He goes, there's something deeply wrong with F1. And he's just like, they're talking about, oh, Lewis Hamilton gets in the car and he drives off, and it's like, I better wait for a pit stop. I go for a pit stop, and I come out, and then there he wins. He goes, all these teams, they can fuck off. He goes, Ferrari, they can fuck off. Mercedes, they can fuck off. He just was like, what the fuck is wrong with F1? Now, I know this is not super relevant news, and it was from last year, but the amazing thing was really like, I was just like, after the whole Bottas, we sort of spoke about it through the week about Bottas and this, that, that. I mean, it started out as me trolling you in the same way that I was trolling you about Rosberg, right? But I sort of like, after hearing Bottas, and I go, yeah, I kind of get it. People give Bottas a lot of shit, and I can understand why he's going to be a bit aggressive and pissed off and stuff like that. They
Yeah, but
give
I
a
mean,
bit of
when you win a
attitude.
race, you'll be like, I mean, if that's his motivation or that's the way he motivates himself, okay, so be it. Why not? I mean, we all saw that Michael Jordan, a Netflix thingy, that he seems to get try to find something to get him angry, and that was his
Yeah,
source of power.
yeah.
So maybe that's the thing for Bottas. But seriously, come on, there was a B, and that's why I went wide, and then
That wasn't last week. That was the week before. That was yeah.
yeah, but I mean, same difference. The guy wins. Oh, to my critics, fuck you.
You know
I
what
mean,
though?
seriously. I mean, how? You have to be 15 years old. I
No,
mean, I
man.
know they're
Like,
young in F1, but I mean,
yeah.
you have to be like freaking 15 years old.
Mm.
Seriously, that just that lack of class, that lack of competitiveness that he has.
Yeah.
Just that's it. Get out. I don't want. I really don't have time for him. I actually didn't even watch the podium
Yeah.
just because I
You
was like,
know.
okay, that's
You know
this
what
guy.
though? You know
Just
what?
forget it.
I don't have time for Lewis Hamilton anymore. I just can't tolerate the shit. Like, remember very early on, we're talking years ago, where
Mhm.
I was like, man, Lewis Hamilton just annoys me. And over the years, I'm just like, yeah, he's a fucking great driver. Like, I'm that's not what I'm arguing. But he's coming back to Mr. Annoying. Mr. Annoying is back.
Okay. I think I know where this is going. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it's like
Make your
it's
point.
it's like last week he did get his like podium finish and all that shit, right? His
Mhm.
91st finish. And the funny thing was I actually watched Schumacher's 91st win this week as well, right?
Okay.
And it was really interesting because Schumacher, people sit there and go, "Oh, but Bottas only won because penalties and blah 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 and all this other shit."
No, no,
And the
no. He would. I think he would have won, regardless. I think he was. Moscow's. I mean, Sochi has always been a strength of his. I think, the fact that also Hamilton was starting on the red tires, on the softs,
yeah,
rather. So he didn't have the. I think Bottas would have won this race, and fair and square, and that's fine. He's an incredible driver again, but just
yeah.
the lack of class and maturity is just really ticking
You know what? I don't give a
at
fuck.
me.
I really don't give a fuck. You know why? Because I'm such a big Kimmy fan, and I just go, Kimmy is exactly like this. The after the what
No,
was it Magellan? No,
no, no.
after Sochi, they go, "What? How was your race?" He goes, "Yeah, it was shit."
Yeah.
It's just
But that's
unapologetic.
that's that's very different from insulting somebody.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I don't care. I really don't. You
The
know,
the the, the, the fact I mean the way Raikkonen does it is a funny way.
but you
And
know
I mean
what?
it's a funny way. It's just his character, right?
Hmm,
The thing is in my eyes when Bottas does it, it's to answer back, to say I'm better than what you think I am.
yeah,
No, you're
and
not better than what we think you are.
you know,
We all everybody knows you're a number two driver and you're number two in the championship. You are where you should be.
yeah, and I don't have a problem
So
with your opinion. Like I get where you are coming from, and I'm not going
so
to
shut
argue
the
it
fuck
because
up.
no, I'm not shutting the fuck up.
I'm
But
kidding. I'm
I,
kidding.
I I understand where you're coming from, and like realistically, I'm just like I'm not going to argue your position. But
Oh
what
no,
I
you're just
I'm
trolling to
not
get me
trolling. I
fueled
just
a
I
little bit.
just I just
You
like
just want to get me started a little bit. That's what. That's
yeah,
all.
okay, sure. You can look at it that way, but I look at it and I'm like, oh, this is fun because now you've got a bit like a real rivalry happening at Mercedes again. It's like
The
everywhere.
guy is like 50 points behind. He's like two
Yeah,
races behind. I mean, unless Hamilton really messes up, which he doesn't, because he's an excellent driver,
yeah.
and he's got an excellent team around him, and he's able to motivate them and lead them. Done.
And
The
but this is
championship is
this is
done.
what I was saying. This is what I was saying as well about Hamilton. Sorry about the Schumacher race when he won his 91st win, and it was in China. Um, it was so funny because Schumacher shouldn't have won that race either. You know, he I think it was the McLarens were leading.
Schumacher was not either. I mean, we're
He,
talking about Hamilton, getting his 91st win,
yeah, yeah,
which he didn't do last weekend,
yeah.
which is probably going to do the next. But because Nürburgring he's quite good at the Nürburgring. But yeah,
Mm. Yeah,
um,
I only say this because I compare Schumacher's win to Bottas's win because
okay,
it's like there was
which
a
doesn't
lot of
make any sense. Nobody would have ever done that, but you're doing
yeah,
it. Okay?
but like yeah, but I'm doing that because like
Because
Schumacher
because
started
because your mom nursed you too close to a wall when you were a baby. That's why.
like Schumacher in that race where he won his 91st race. He
Yes.
what happened was he now I've forgotten. I think it was like how Kimi was leading, the McLaren had problems, Alonso in the Renault, they had problems. They had a DNF. And then so he went from 6th to 5th and then had first and second basically drop out of the race. So that now he's up in third. So he just went and took the race from that. And I just go, I mean, that's almost similar to what like Bottas happened, except Bottas was sort of at the front. And that's sort of me addressing the Hamilton comment, the Hamilton fanboys. And then that's the other thing with like Hamilton as well. Now that we've seen him like sort of like last week in Sochi and 3 weeks ago in Monza, having a bitch and a moan. They're like, "What? Where's that in the rule books?" Yeah, and all that, and the way he acts, and then in Monza, running up to the stewards, trying to overturn a decision.
Yeah,
All this
I
stuff.
mean, of
I
course,
just
the guy
go,
is gonna be saying what. I mean, apparently there was a slightly different or differing instructions from the stewards before the race that there were things that I mean, you could do practice starts as long as you stay to the right of the track and blah 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 blah. So
Yeah, but it was
apparently
in
there
it was
was a bit of contention here in
yeah.
things. But yes, of course, his reaction is going to be, where is that in the rule book? And yeah, I agree with you in the way, like, they're out to get me. It's a bit too much.
Yeah, but that he was
Uh,
exactly
and I
like that.
much prefer Ricardo's reaction.
Yes.
Okay, I
And that
messed up. I messed up. I'm gonna go faster.
and that's the thing, like, that's where I look at it. I go, Ricciardo is like, "Oh, we've got a 5-second
No,
penalty,"
but wait,
and he's
wait,
like,
wait. I mean, again, back to Hamilton. They even reversed their decision. To
"No,
some degree,
they
because they removed all the penalty points that they had given him. And again, two offenses giving 10 seconds like this. This is normally it's a race killer for
yeah.
anybody. The guy finished on the podium. Wow, wow.
Yeah, he
Again,
did, but,
wow.
like, there's we're not denying his speed or anything like that, but I like I said to you,
No, but he gets the
but
job done. You,
yeah,
you
but
might moan about this. You have employees like this, I'm sure. You
yeah,
have some employees that they moan. That's the way they work. That's the way they're efficient.
mm. But
It's the same thing as I said. Maybe Bottas, this is where he gets his energy from. From the negativity, he makes it into something that motivates him to do even
yeah,
better. And I've got no problem about this. The only thing is that you don't do this publicly at the wheel when you just win the race. You just thank your team and everything, and you just like explode with joy,
yeah,
and you don't say "fuck you" to my critics.
yeah.
That lack of class is just, for me, something that I just cannot get behind.
Yeah, that's okay. I understand where you're coming from. I'm not going to argue it because I think you've got a totally valid position. For me, the reason why I don't care about that so much is more or less because um, the way Hamilton behaved. And when I look at the way Hamilton behaved, it's very, how do I put it? It's very much to what annoyed me when he was a rookie in F1. It was
But
always
he finished
someone's out
he
to get me.
finished third.
Yeah, but it was always someone's out to get me, and I just went, "Oh, you're back again." It's that annoying prick
I
that
mean,
used to piss me off years ago.
yeah, okay, and this has changed when you see the young guns in F1. When you hear the way Leclerc, Russell, Lando Norris, the way they talk, it's the maturity is unbelievable.
Yeah.
They are more mature than a Bottas saying "fuck you" to his critics at the end of the race. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you know what's really funny? Lando Norris was streaming on Twitch last night. He was playing Star Wars game or something like that.
Yeah,
He was playing
I like the fact that he doesn't stream only car
Yeah, so
things. Yeah,
I was watching him play that, and it was so funny, like, because when he's streaming online, he just acts like, well, like us, like dickheads, really, you know what I
yeah,
mean? And it just shows you these people are like this, like, it goes to show how fake F1 really is, the second they're wearing a team jersey, it's just like, they're all put on a bullshit scenario bullshit,
yeah. I think
profile.
it depends on the teams. I think it depends on the teams. I think things are changing a little bit. I
Yeah,
think in the 90s, in the 2000s, I would say up to 2013, 14. And now it's getting a bit, since Ricardo joined, and they saw the aura that he brought, like that, the people, loving him for being outspoken and saying what he has to say. And he really brought in a breath of fresh air inside the sport.
yeah,
And I think people are a lot more relaxed to state their opinions and to just joke and to be themselves. I mean, definitely when you look at McLaren, like, they're not a team that are telling their drivers what to say and what to do. um, when you
so
have,
much
and
Renault as
funnily
well.
enough, Renault, sorry, no, I mean, remember with Esteban Ocon 2 races ago when they said, no, we'll talk about this together.
Yeah.
Don't say that on the radio. Basically, stop saying
Yeah, yeah,
this.
yeah. But it was really funny, like, I was watching, like, it's really funny what Liberty Media are actually doing.
In
They're
Monza.
well, yeah, but what they're doing with the amount of stuff that they're actually putting out there, they're actually showing a lot more of F1, like,
Yeah,
behind the scenes, and it's actually revealing a lot more about the drivers. So, like,
it is.
somebody out there is getting the unaired radio messages from the teams and
Yeah,
putting them out on YouTube, and
yeah, I
you
love that
actually
channel.
see, yeah, that you actually see all the drivers are like, "What the fuck is this moron doing?" They're just, like, out there abusing each other,
Of
you know what I
course,
mean?
of
And
course.
then what's the other one? It's like I was watching a behind sort of a kind of a behind the scenes interview, and you saw, I think it was Norris. I think it
You
was it
have
Norris?
you have a couple of channels. Out of context F1, I think, is one of
Yeah,
those. And let me try to find the one that is the one that you were mentioning that has those team radio messages.
but
I'm
it's
actually
fun.
wondering if maybe they're on Discord or something.
Yeah, but it's actually really funny watching all of this stuff because I'm sitting there going, man, you're seeing a lot more personality from the drivers, like in the way I think it's Norris, the way Norris fucks with Ricciardo. Now they are teammates next year, so you can see them doing that. Like Ricciardo was doing he was doing an interview, and Norris, I could be wrong, it could have been someone else, but it's like Norris walks past the interview and just knocks off Ricciardo's hat, and Ricciardo
Yeah.
looks at it and goes, "You want to come up here? I will end you." It's so funny.
No, it's they're having fun, and I think again, there's so much complicity between the drivers. They,
Yeah.
they they really know each other. They've known each other. They're friends, like childhood friends.
Well, they are,
Um,
man. Like they all like when you look at those karting, the karting photos and all that. The
yeah,
basically the current F1 grid, they all used to race together in karting and F3.
correct.
It's funny.
Correct. So, they all know each other. They continue to have fun together, and really deeply respect each other. Outside the track, when they're on track, they're just so very competitive, and that's what they need to be doing. I think it's a good balance there.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm still
It's
trying to find that channel. I have to say it. I want to say it on the stream because if anybody watches and subscribes to that channel, I think it would be worth it.
yeah.
But that's not the big news of the week, is it?
Is
For
it? I
F1.
don't know. I came to this podcast pretty underprepared. I've only got one thing I need to discuss with you, which is like I don't know if it's personal or anything, but I really need to talk to you about it. But please, show me your thing first.
I'll show you my thing, but on stream. Um,
Yeah, be transparent
Now
with the viewers.
the thing is, Honda is out
Yes, Honda is at
end of 2021.
2021. Yeah, is there last year, so that'll be
Um,
interesting.
well, yeah, because the thing is, okay, Red Bull has signed this Concord agreement, so that means they're in it until 2025, right?
Mm,
So they can't really get out.
mm.
At the same time, Mercedes has a right to decline their ask for an engine, and they would just because it would be the best engine with probably the best aero out there. So they don't want to create a team that potentially would beat them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um, so what's the alternative? They go to Ferrari, but Ferrari is really not performing right now.
Yeah.
So unless they have something in the works, but yeah, and they have already 2 customer teams, right?
Mhm.
So what's left? Reynolds. I mean, when we see the way they, parted, that was not ideal either, was it?
No, because they had the engine. I go, no, no. What engine are you running? Oh, we're running a Tag Heuer engine. Like what?
Yeah, they actually went, to the extent of
Rebranding the
renaming or
engine.
rebranding the engine just because they didn't want to have Renault attached to the name, right?
Yeah.
So then what happens? Okay, let's say Ferrari is not competitive enough. Mercedes says no. There is a rule in Formula One in the rule book that Hamilton was asking about. There is actually a rule that the engine manufacturer with the least customer teams has no choice and has to give the engine to the team asking.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yes,
that.
yes. So
Okay.
that means Renault would give the engine. What I would love to see would be actually a mix. you know how they're trying to say AlphaTauri is going to be a team, in and on itself, no more a sister team, or it's going to
Yeah.
be, they want to make it a team
Yeah.
itself. I think Mercedes could consider AlphaTauri as a customer team,
Hmm.
and Red Bull back to Renault, because there's no choice. Or if
Yeah.
they go to Ferrari, but Ferrari is not actually, the Renault engine is a better choice than a Ferrari at this stage.
So they have at least 3 years undecided of power unit,
Well,
and
the thing is,
I
they have to place their request by August next year.
yes, they have a year. So I think it's like if we're looking at only the current engine manufacturers, I think it's going to be Renault. Mercedes is not going to give them an engine. Ferrari is not going to give them an engine, even if they wanted the Ferrari engine. I personally think what's going to end up happening is it'll be Renault, or they do something stupid and design their own engine.
Okay, so that would be an alternative. That's what I heard as well. Where they said, it's the channel. Sorry for the team radio is F1 Fun for You.
Hmm.
So with the four as a number four,
Yeah,
F1 Fun for You, and U as a U, the letter U. So that's a channel I wanted to mention. Yeah, so that's what people were saying as well, that they could essentially buy the research, well, buy the Honda engine basically,
yeah.
and develop from there. The second thing, though, and for me, this is where I think that maybe Red Bull will look into exiting F1 seriously,
But they have to
because
stay into
they're losing
2025.
Honda. They're losing Honda, but there are rumors that Adrian Newey is going to Aston Martin,
Yeah, I heard that.
which is Racing Point, which is
Yeah,
where
yeah.
Sebastian Vettel is going. And how good would that be to see Adrian Newey designing a car for Sebastian Vettel,
I'd
who
like to
actually
see that.
got four world title, with,
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
yeah. I mean, I think there's going to be a few shakeups. When I say shakeups, I mean I think few key leaving. I think Toto Wolff is going to leave personally.
I don't think he's going to leave. I think he might change his position, so he might become a different position in there.
Yeah, a bit like
Still executive, but I think
a
it's
bit
still
like
going to be that.
Helmut Marko in F1 in Red Bull.
Helmut Marko is still very involved. Probably, yeah, you're right, yeah. So yeah, they're involved in the junior programs and trying to get the drivers through the ranks and all of this, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, basically it's just, for me there's a real chance that Red Bull will find a way to get out of Formula One. They've
yeah.
been talking about this for a while already.
Mm. Yeah, so I think there's going to be a few shakeups. It would be very cool to see Newey with Sebastian again.
Yeah.
It would be very cool to see a shakeup at Mercedes. Toto no longer being team principal. I think Hamilton is coming close to retirement, to be completely honest. I
I don't
think,
know. I heard he's selling all his cars as well. He wants to be carbon neutral now. He sold his plane. He's selling all his cars.
yeah,
He's now driving only the electric, SUV Mercedes thing that he has. That's it.
yeah. I think Hamilton will be out in the next couple of years. Um,
I think he's gonna go 8. He's gonna go. He's gonna try to go for 8.
I
Because
think
let's be
I,
honest, he's gonna win this year.
I think that'll be the case. He'll try to go for 8, but I don't know that he'll be in
That's why
F1.
get Bottas out.
Mm,
Put somebody worthy in front of him.
yeah,
Put
but
that's
see
what
the
Toto Wolff will go, as soon as he leaves that position that he has right now. Let's put something a bit more exciting. Let's put something put a Verstappen, who probably in his contract will have something to the tunes of, if you don't give me a competitive car, I'm out.
yeah, but you know what? Hulkenberg is probably going to take his place if Bottas leaves.
Really?
Yeah, I think so because they've been talking to Hulkenberg a little bit recently. So I think um,
They
that's
wouldn't take Russell.
mm,
or
There
even
is
Ocon.
there is that, but I honestly don't think they
I think
would.
Russell is the second one in row.
Honestly, I think what it's going to be is a bit of it's a German team. We want a German driver, and I think they're going to put. Well, technically they're an English team, but I think what they're going to end up doing is putting Hulkenberg in there. A lot of teams are talking about Hulkenberg, and he's not a bad driver. The rules are.
When
I don't know. I think that he's a backup plan. The rules are actually changing because the cars are going to look really different next. I think is it next
in
year or the year?
2022.
Yeah, they're going to look really different. I think they're banking on the fact that Hamilton is probably going to go for 8 and disappear, and or maybe not. Who knows? And then there's also the fact that Bottas. They don't know what hit the longevity. Well, they probably know very well what hit the longevity of him in the team is. But Bottas wants to win a championship, and I think they're going to put Hulkenberg into Mercedes at some
Oh, so
stage.
replacing Hamilton, not Bottas.
Yeah, and yeah, so I think that's the way that's gonna go. As
I
far as
think Bottas has been in that first team for a while already.
yeah, and when we look at what other shakeups are gonna happen in the field, I don't know. I don't know. There's probably gonna be a few things that are gonna change in the field. I don't know what those things are, but yeah, like I just think right now the problem is there's very few spots in F1, and it's gonna be
Yeah, there's more drivers
yeah.
than spots at the moment.
And really good drivers, really good. So I think what Mick Schumacher's coming in as well. I think he's as a reserve. I think, but yeah, there's a few. There's some stuff happening, but there's more good drivers than positions available in F1. And
Actually, I think there's a lot more driver. It seems that there are a lot of drivers available, um, because there are a lot of drivers that are out of a seat right now that are ex
yeah,
F1 drivers. The thing is, it doesn't seem that there's that much. I mean, apart from Mick Schumacher, who won F2 again, like double podiums first and then third, I think, last week. Just an incredible race. He's leading the championship. Great job. But apart from him, I don't hear that many who actually can pretend to get a seat in F1 at some stage. And everybody is also saying that it's too early for him, so he needs another season probably in F2. So it seems that there are more drivers than seats available, which is kind of usual in F1.
yeah,
Um, but with all the move that we've had, between Ricciardo, um, between Ricciardo moving to McLaren, and then Alonso coming to Renault, and then Perez getting out of Racing Point to make room for Vettel, who is out of Ferrari with Sainz going there. I mean, all of that kind of has changed like any predictions that anybody could have had at the beginning of the
yeah.
year.
And Raikkonen, I think, is still staying another season. So
Yeah, Raikkonen. Well, actually, so I don't know if I didn't see any updates on him accepting the offer, but
okay,
the offer was extended to him from
mm,
Alfa Romeo, to stay in the team. We now have Honda coming, going out of the sport. I feel that for Verstappen, the move would be to go for a works team,
yeah,
and I think he would be welcome anywhere.
I think so. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think he can go to Mercedes, say I want the seat. He can go to Ferrari, I want the seat. He can go to Alpine next year, I want the seat, and he'll get it.
yeah. I think so.
So, um, and at the end of the day, if you want to be a world champion, it seems to be that you need to work. Yeah, well, you need to be with the works team.
Yeah, the funny thing is I sent you that what was it that post on Discord um where it was like what was it? Hang on, I'll see if I can find it on the Discord. But when you actually look at next year, it actually is like looking quite exciting. Let me just find it because I can't quite remember what it was. So you've got Hamilton at Mercedes, Verstappen at Red Bull, Vettel at Aston Martin, Ricciardo at McLaren, Leclerc at Ferrari, Alonso at Alpine.
Those are the
And
number one drivers, you mean, for each of
yeah,
those
yeah,
teams. Yeah.
yeah, for next year. And
But
I love the comment
Haas,
at the bottom. F1 fans,
oh
that's some
yeah,
serious gourmet shit.
yeah,
So I was looking at that going,
I saw
yeah, I
that.
mean,
Yeah,
that actually, we're talking about, oh, should we change things up? And it's like, as far as things are, I think there is a lot of changes next year
huge
to
chances. Yeah,
make them, changes at McLaren, changes at Renault, changes at Ferrari, changes at where else? Well, everywhere.
everywhere.
Aston Martin coming in.
Basically,
Um,
Mercedes is the only one that hasn't changed anything. Alfa Romeo, we don't know yet. Haas still need to make a decision on both drivers.
yeah,
I think they should go for Perez. I mean, if Perez is interested, they should go for Perez or even Hulkenberg as well. I think we need Grosjean out of
yeah,
F1.
I agree.
Um,
I agree.
it's enough. I mean, the bitching, complaining, and whining. I don't even know why you're saying this about Hamilton, because the real culprit here on the grid um, of those sins, oh yeah, is Grosjean, right?
Yeah, he is another pain in the ass, isn't he?
He's a pain. He's a real pain. Um, so yeah, I think, and then the Williams, yeah, they confirmed, right? The Williams, they confirmed Russell and Latifi again for next year, right?
Mm,
I think.
I think so. Williams is going to be an interesting team to follow.
Yeah, I think.
I'm hoping for some sort of resurgence because they realistically are one of the most successful teams in F1. So I really want to see what happens with them.
Oh, yeah, behind Ferrari, but yes,
Yeah, but I mean, like historically speaking.
yes, yes,
So,
yes.
well, that and like Mercedes are also like technically the most successful team now.
Yeah, actually, I was listening to one of the interviews, podcast, whatever, YouTube thing, and they were saying, how do you rate who is the best driver of all times?
Yeah,
It's very hard to rate
it is. I think so.
because what data do you use? Realistically, now we have anywhere between, okay, this year is a bit, but 20 races per year, right? In the 50s, when Formula One started, you had a lot less than this. Of course, logistically, whatever, budget-wise, everything made it so that you couldn't have more than 7, 8 races, right?
Mm.
So when you look at number of points, number of wins, and all of this, I mean, in the past as well, remember that they brought the seatbelt only in the 60s or
Yeah,
70s, right? So, which was probably a good thing, because those they were ticking time bombs that, when you hit a wall, they would explode. So it was probably better to be ejected out of your seat anyway.
yeah.
So safety measure was no seatbelt actually. But no, what I meant to say is that you look at statistics and the ratio of races to wins, or wins to races rather, right?
See, but even
Uh,
that's too hard to use as a metric.
yeah, but the thing is, Juan Manuel Fangio, right? I
Mm.
don't know how many races he did, but basically his ratio is almost 50%.
Yeah,
The guy went in, won
yeah.
1.5 2
It was
times.
literally you could flick a coin.
Yeah, um, which is incredible. And I think the second one is actually Michael Schumacher. Oh, no, 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 Ayrton Senna perhaps. Anyway, but it's like way below. It's like in the 34, 35%. And then Hamilton is like 31 or 32%.
Mm.
But I think, and then you've got also Vettel not too far off of that and everything. But the thing is, yeah, what is the right metrics to say this is the best driver of all times?
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
really
very
hard to
hard.
it's because like you can go to so many details like all right, we no longer have fuel pit stops. Tire technology changes. When Bridgestone was in F1, Bridgestone's tires were made to last the whole race.
Yeah.
When you had now you have different road surfaces, different compounds. Like the Pirelli era of F1, the tires are made to degrade. So it's
Yeah,
then
and
then
for
it
me,
comes
for me,
then it,
that's a change in regulation. It's not a change in who is the best, because the best is always going to have to adapt to the environment. I would say, right?
Yeah.
Which are the rules and regulations that are put in place.
Mm.
So it's the person who does. So that's why that in my view, that metric of number of races to win
Yeah.
ratio is actually quite interesting to look into.
Yeah. It is. We should probably look at it next week, before the Nürburgring F1,
Yeah.
um, which is another early race. It starts at 7,
I
not 8.
just wish. I just wish. Or does it? Let me
Yeah,
double
yeah,
check
yeah.
for the audience who are not watching us. Um, yeah,
The audience that's not watching us. But
yeah.
yeah,
There's those ingrates,
yeah.
ingrateful pricks.
You could
Uh,
be getting irreverent F1 feedback right here live.
yeah. I mean, come on. This is. I just can't get it. Germany race weekend. No man, it's yeah, it's at okay. You're right, 7 p.m. for the
Yeah.
race.
So
Yeah. Qualifying is at 8 though. That's weird because usually qualifying starts at the same time as the race. But
yeah.
yeah, qualifying is at 8 on the 10th, and the race starts at 7 or 10 past 7 as we're used to now.
I wonder
On
why
the
that is.
11th.
I wonder why that is because normally like the F1.
It, it was just a question of they're trying to get incrementally better time so that everybody can watch in the world. Rather,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
an audience thing.
Yeah. Maybe there was daylight saving somewhere. Maybe
Oh,
that's what's
there is
happening.
daylight saving in Europe this week. Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then. That's
Yeah.
probably why. Yeah. But as I was saying, like I had to address something with you because it seems like you've been bullshitting me all this time.
Yeah, I told you I was your friend.
Yeah. I thought you've been saying that you're not actually
A porn actor?
no, no, not that. We all know that that's true. We know that you're not what is it? A Nico Rosberg fan, but then I went on the internet this week
And I found this.
and I found this. What's going on?
That's Hulkenberg, man.
Yeah, and that's you on the right with the shirt.
Yeah, with Hulkenberg.
Yeah. There you go.
Who drew this?
Like the person I stream with,
The who?
Corinne.
Oh yes.
Well, she thought it was so funny that for weeks I've been trolling you about being a huge Nico Rosberg fan. So she drew a photo of you and Nico Rosberg together.
Well, she's got talents. I'll give her that. I'd like to test the other talents that she may have, but
There you go. I'll send you a copy.
this looks like Sergio Perez with Hulkenberg. Seriously.
It's you, my friend.
I have
the,
less hair.
the polo is unmistakable.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm about to drop some wine onto him.
Yeah, exactly. I can see that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But yeah, I thought that was quite funny, and I'd share that with you.
She's good. She's good. You hold on to her.
I thought you'd find that quite funny.
No, it's not funny.
What do you mean
I
it's not
find that
funny?
quite offensive.
Well, I know what your Christmas present is.
What's the escalation? Bottas
It's,
next week?
yeah, why not? Let's do Bottas. But what I'll do is we'll replace that TV in your background with a big photo of this.
All right. I'll display it next time.
Or
Send it to me.
I'll get a T-shirt printed with that on it.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know, I do have one a pillow
Yeah.
that was given to me when I left my previous company, and the employees made a pillow
Yeah.
representing me.
Oh, I remember that. That was quite cool.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
That is
So my
quite funny.
son now sleeps with that pillow.
Oh,
So
really?
when he likes his papa, he sleeps with it. When he doesn't, he just throws it out
Oh,
across
really?
the room. Yes. You have to be a parent, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Parent is not a friend.
That's quite funny. But yeah,
So
but
that's the big thing I think in F1. For me, that Honda move is huge,
yeah,
huge, and will have implications also. I'm very curious to see how Verstappen is going to react to this, and even to another to some extent also Gasly.
yeah. Why Gasly?
Yeah, because I mean, when we look at his options, he's still kind of the hottest driver out there for this season in terms of revealing himself, right? So
Okay.
teams are looking at him, right? Um, he still wants to stay with Red Bull. I mean, that's at least officially what is being saying.
Yeah,
Um, so I believe that his best option is actually to go out and to go to
yeah.
another team.
I was
Be
going to
like
say that as
McLaren. I
well.
would say like a McLaren driver. I would say McLaren would be one of the best fit for him.
Yeah, I would say that as well
Or
because
Alfa Romeo maybe.
I'm just looking at his stats now. Um, he is 24, so he's got a long time to go.
Yep.
So if he can stick, I think he's looking around at the options. I think staying at um, AlphaTauri is a good option for him still.
Well, and I think that's why Helmut Marko said that they want to make it a team in its own right.
Yeah,
I think
not
he
a
was pushed to say that
yeah,
because
probably.
otherwise it's. I think there's a push here from Gasly, and they very well know that he might go away, and they can see that he's a talent.
Yeah,
They they know also that probably his driving style would not be able to fit what's happening at Red Bull right now with a car that is designed completely for the driving style of Verstappen anyway. So unless they get a driver with the same kind of driving style as Verstappen, the number two is always going to struggle.
yeah,
And I think that in a way, Gasly staying in AlphaTauri in that view is actually better.
yeah.
And
Because
probably Albon has got this ability to adapt probably a bit better also.
I look at Kvyat or Kvyat, whatever you want to call him. Looking at his stats now,
He's a great driver, man. Respected. Caveat, yeah.
yeah, but he's 26. So, and I don't know that many people are looking at Kvyat and going, there's some that we can invest in the future. So
Well, the thing is, in a way, Kvyat and Gasly had kind of the same experience, right?
yeah,
They went to the first team, they got demoted, but Kvyat went out of F1, and that's a bigger scar, I think.
yeah,
And that's what some teams might hesitate there.
yeah.
Gasly was
2018.
just able to
Yeah, yeah,
demonstrate that he was able to bounce back really
yeah,
from tough times, being brilliant at AlphaTauri, sucking ass at Red Bull, and then coming back and then just hitting it out of the
yeah,
park. I mean, seriously, the performance is just unbelievable. What he does with that car is really, really good. I mean, okay, Sochi was not really representative. He ended up behind Kvyat, but the thing is, Kvyat was first of all running in his own country,
yeah,
um, and then um, um, sorry, Gasly started on the softs again because he was in Q3.
yeah,
So he qualified way higher, and just the race and the strategy just didn't play in his hands, right? So
yeah. Because I'm looking at because Gasly has been in F1 for 4 years and he's really proving himself. Um, Kvyat, okay, he had a year out. He's actually Kvyat. So the problem with Kvyat is he's actually scored more points than Gasly has overall. Now he's been in F1 6 years,
yeah,
but
50% more.
yeah, but Gasly seems to. Well, actually, no, you're right. I think Gasly is on
But
paper.
remember, Kvyat spent more time in a premium, well, a first team where he was given the
Yeah.
opportunity to score more points as well with Red
Yeah.
Bull. So I think there again this is where you look at the numbers and you look at the actual, right?
Mm.
What's really happening. So the numbers, you can twist them any way you want, but unless Fiat has basically doubled the points of Gasly over his career, then yeah. But I don't think he does. He has more points, yeah, sure, but he also spent more time at Red Bull
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
a team that was supposed to get points every single race.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. So, it is what it is. I think Gasly, they're looking at him because I think the second somebody wins an F1 race, what they want to, they're not actually, because everyone is capable of winning an F1 race in that field. But I think what they're really looking for is how do people, once they're leading a race, what do they do? What's their temperament like?
That's it. I think that's one very big point, and definitely Gasly proved that because he was so much under pressure with
Yeah.
a car like a real high level underneath the competition, right? Um, so or high degree underneath, yeah, the
Yeah.
competition. So yeah, that was one thing. But I think also you have to give it to the man about his consistency
Yeah.
to bring the car where it's not supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because whenever he reaches Q3, that car is not supposed to be there.
Yeah. True. But
So
Kvyat's not doing bad either.
no, he's not doing. No. Come on, Kvyat is doing great, but he's always consistently 2-3 tenths behind,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
can mean either one position behind and missing Q3, or a few more positions behind. And then when it comes to the race time, usually Kvyat is way behind.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, way behind. Okay, he can be behind, or yeah, sometimes, yeah, a lot of positions behind.
Yeah.
So again, Monza is not so representative. He was very lucky in Monza. Gasly
Yeah.
was very lucky in Monza, but from the time he was in first place, the way he kept going and he kept that first place was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like very demonstrative of who he can be as a driver, what he can bring to F1.
Mm.
So yeah, that's why I think again, somebody who's been able to, what you were saying before, act and perform under pressure the way he has, is unbelievable. And the fact that he was able to do this during that race, or demonstrate this during that race, and also after coming back and being demoted from Red Bull to AlphaTauri, does demonstrate of someone who has a real will, strength, grit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
those are all qualities that you want to have in a driver.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah. Okay. So I mean, that's how many more races have we got in this series? I mean, we've got uh the Nürburgring next week,
Yep.
and then we have Portugal, Italy again. Where are we racing in Italy? Turkey and Bahrain. So there's not many races left in this season, or did they add more?
No. There's wait. Where are we here? Those are all raced.
Hmm.
Wait, I've got all
Yeah.
the Pro series and everything. Wait.
So there's 17 races for this year.
Yeah, which is unbelievable. They were able to pull that off, actually.
Yeah.
But
To be yeah.
so Nürburgring is, yes, the next one, and then we've got Portugal. Oh, I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
Back to Portugal. Oh yeah. Estoril is one of the tracks, man. One of the historical tracks.
Yeah, because I'm looking at some of these other races. I'm like, are there any of these other races? So what do we got? Then we've got
Around 12, I'm gonna. Yeah, this one is just unbelievable.
okay, so Portugal, Italy, Turkey, Bahrain, Abu Dhabi.
Actually, I'm wrong about the name of it. It's not Estoril. They say that it's Autodromo Internacional do Alguru. Algure. I'm not sure how to pronounce this.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Mm.
Algarve? Is that it? The Algarve?
Yeah,
That's a really cool looking track, though. Looking at it now.
it is. It is. It's a historical one, and so
Yeah.
I'm not sure why they call it like. Well, anyway, who cares? It's a cool track. It's the old one, and that's fine. One thing that I find funny is the race weekend in Italy after that, which has only practice one, qualifying, and race.
Really?
There's practice one, which is basically an hour and a half on the 31st of October, then
Yeah.
qualifying, then the race straight away. I mean, on the 31st, and then the second day is the race, but there's no practice 2 and 3.
Let me have a quick look. Let me bring that up for the listeners / viewers. Oh wow. One practice, one qualifying, and then race. It's
Yeah,
2 days. It's 2 days.
this is definitely accident prone. This one is gonna be tough.
Yeah. So here we have the schedule.
And then we've got turkey. Don't forget to stuff the turkey,
Stuff the turkey. Well, this
and
is
remember to
interesting.
take
So
care of your wives.
Imola
Uh,
will be a really great circuit to watch. Really great.
yeah.
The King, because it doesn't really even have a main straight.
Oh, I'm looking forward also to that that other one in
What a track! What a track!
in Bahrain also, like the having that simile, how do you call it, almost oval. Yeah, that one.
So there's actually this one.
Yeah,
Because
Bahrain.
there's
The second,
two races at
it's a double
Bahrain.
header, but the track you can reconfigure, and then this one should be less than a minute.
Yeah,
Three and a
right.
half kilometers, less than a minute. It should be about 55, between 55 and 57 seconds. Well, 55 seconds in qualifying is what they're saying at the moment.
That's still a really long track, 3.5 kilometers. Not really long, but
It's long, but yeah, look at the number of
yeah, wow.
corners, and most of them are really high speed.
Well, they're almost like, look at them. They're more than 90. They're almost like hairpins when you get to the
They,
corners.
they're calling it the oval of Formula One. Basically, for Formula One, this is an oval.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna be full throttle, probably 80%. Monza is how many percent? 70%.
Yeah.
70% full throttle. This one should be even more.
Yeah.
And it's towards the end of the season, so the engines are gonna. I think most teams are gonna try to go with a new engine at that race, because it's gonna be really power.
Oh, they're going to be running it like they're
So
going to be.
Ferrari is gonna be way at the back.
Yeah.
The Renaults should score quite well there. So the Renault powered cars, of course, Mercedes in front, but Renault powered cars. I would say Mercedes, Racing Point, Reynolds,
Yeah.
and then the Red Bulls, I would say.
This is a really cool video. It's actually a 360 cam video. So I'm actually moving the camera now.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
really,
probably smooth on your side. It's a bit
yeah. It'd be
a bit
choppy.
laggy. Yeah, choppy. Oh,
But yeah, really cool.
look what we got.
What did we get? Oh my god, really?
Yeah, for my son and for me too.
It's very cool. But
Very, very
speaking of
cool.
Mario, I mean, like we've got to start doing some more Mario Kart streams. But what for those interested in the future, Julie and I are actually in the process of getting our rigs up and running. So we'll
Yeah,
actually be
good
doing some
subject.
sim racing soon. And you know what? In the
What
meantime,
does it have to do with Mario Kart though?
nothing. But in the meantime, so we could start at least because I know that some of the esports racing stuff they only allow you to use a controller. They don't actually allow you to use they don't actually allow you to use a steering wheel. So I ran out today and got this.
Ah,
So I got one of the Xbox controllers for my PC, so I could actually go ahead and start doing some do a bit of streaming racing with the controller. Because I don't. You know what? Here's the thing, Julian. I'm really excited to grab the rig, and it's cool because that store I was telling you today, they had a Thrustmaster.
T300.
Yeah. So, and they also had like a sim rig set up and everything. So I just go, great. I'll just go there after work and throw it all in my car.
Yeah,
But the other thing about that is
don't do that. Ask them to deliver and put it together at your place. That's
but
what's
I'm a,
happening for me tomorrow at
yeah,
2 p.m.
yeah,
They're coming, just setting everything up. The only thing missing is that I don't have a PC. But no, I have the laptop, so I'll just
yeah,
use the laptop for now just to test. But I've got the PC coming as well. And yeah, we're gonna be playing Project Cars, everything. I went for the Thrustmaster because it's so cheap, man.
yeah,
So it's okay, but yeah, I really want to get the Fanatec, the direct drive wheel at some stage. I think. I mean, again, it will depend on how my son reacts to it as well. But
yeah,
I want this to be his introduction because I think the year after next he's gonna go karting
yeah. But I mean,
for real.
you can turn down the force feedback and stuff like that because he won't be able to hold
No,
like
but the
you.
direct drive just is another level apparently. So
Yeah,
I'm happy to go with the Thrustmaster because it's a belt-driven, rig, and that's much better than the Logitech one. I mean, the G29, they're all great, and the I had the GT Force or whatever it was called,
yeah,
great, but you can feel it's a gear driven, so you have that click in every time you turn the wheel, right? And
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
noise of
yeah,
it and all of that, and the force feedback is not great. Apparently, belt driven is better. I tried it, but only like I don't know 2 minutes. With the T300, it's much better. Apparently, the Fanatec is another level belt driven, so that's the CSL Elite. But then you have their direct drive, and I
mm.
think really the upgrade is going to be to direct drive, but it's yeah, then I mean at least in Thailand you're talking 8 to 9,000 USD
Yeah. I did.
to
Okay,
get a
you showed me that, and I was like, oh yeah, because we live in countries where the currency is ridiculous. Like it's just giant numbers, so there's no
yeah.
context. And then I just
Yeah.
went and you sent me that photo. I went, "Oh, that looks really cool. I like the BMW sort of package that you're looking at."
The BMW one was actually 100,000 baht, so it wasn't as bad. That's about 3,000 something USD.
Yeah. And then I looked at that and went, "Jesus, that's expensive for that direct drive kit."
The direct drive one, yeah, is more than twice that, so 215,000 baht. So that
Yeah.
will be well around 7,000 USD.
Yeah. So
Um,
expensive.
No, it's okay. But the thing is, at the moment, I have other things to invest into for our businesses.
Yeah.
Um, so really, at the end of the day, I want to see if Alex is going to like it because I can really see in the game room where we are sitting right now. I can really see that we have two rigs.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, there's the drums already, but we could have two same rigs,
Mm.
side to side to play with Alex as well.
Yeah. I mean, that'll be really fun. And for me as well, like when I'm popping over, I mean, I just have to plug a rig in to my laptop. So I mean, you know.
Yeah, you've got a gaming laptop. So yeah, I do have a laptop that's doing okay, as we were discussing just before the stream or before we got in the stream. Um, I'm not so big on the quality of graphics or something like this. I'm much more into frame rate.
Yeah, yeah.
So those things actually car games they don't require that much,
No.
especially if you put the graphics down. And I don't care about the crowd and all of this. It's not about this at all for me.
Yeah,
So
I mean, you get like with racing games, you get so many more layers of interaction. So you've got like okay, you've got what's happening on screen, and then if you're if you're using one of these, like they actually have really good. When I first started playing Forza on this back when I was using the Xbox, It was really interesting because what you could actually feel understeer, like how it would push through a corner. You could feel wheel spin and all this other stuff. It was really interesting how they translated that through the controller. So you have that level of feedback. But then you also have when you're on a wheel that's with force feedback, it's another level. Like you're in the game so much more than say if you were playing like Counter Strike with a mouse and a keyboard.
All that's, ultimately, you know the rig that I want to have. So I'm going to have this simple one for now. Just test it out and just wait the end of COVID and whatever. For the economical part of it. Let's be honest. But then I'm going to go something more serious. Yeah, I'm going to go next level racing. I want that
Yeah,
the motion, and then next level racing also have that. Like you basically have the whole rig on a roller, like the
yeah,
back of it, and then it
yeah,
just shifts from left to right like this.
yeah, yeah,
So I want to do that VR, and go direct drive as well. So have the proper full-on racing rig, which is it's going to cost anywhere between 15 to 20,000 USD,
yeah,
including
yeah,
the
yeah.
PC and everything.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
But it's fine. It's not a problem to you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to see where it goes because even for me, like I was saying to you the other day, I'm like, wait till you just get like the Thrustmaster, and I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
I had no idea about this belt driven because my last one was gear driven, but wait till you
gear
get the
driven. Gear driven. I can tell is great to start with,
yeah,
but going belt, it's just another level. You get more torque, but it's also a lot smoother,
yeah,
and then that really changes the way you get the feeling in the wheel and everything.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah,
thing is, Thrustmaster, Logitech, they're still very consumer wheels. So there's the let's say the regular stuff. Once you get Fanatec, you really get like okay to another level, pro
yeah.
level.
It's really interesting. When I went to the store today, because for those that are interested but not, I'm actually looking for a new seat because I sit in this chair for the podcast and the games and the streaming and everything like that. And by the end of it, my back is killing me. Like my back is
I
like
got this, man.
yeah. Look at my chair. My chair is ridiculous.
But look
Like,
at this one, because I don't think you've ever seen this.
and look, this chair is actually broken. Like it's broken right here.
But look this one.
Yeah, I mean that's like a lounge chair, man.
Okay, that lounge chair actually is coming from Italy.
Yeah.
And this lounge chair, we've got like a super ultra deal on this, but these lounge chairs cost 75,000 baht. So that's about 2,300 USD.
Each.
Yeah, each of those chairs. But the thing is, this one, so we've got one. I don't need another one. But the thing is, you can lay in it, you can sit in it, and it's made of a material that is just
Oh,
unbelievable.
dude, I've lost all audio. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, yeah, I'm back.
Okay, so yeah, that actually it's made of a material that is kind of foamy and then plastic like. It's
Mm,
really comfortable. You can actually sit in any position and play for hours,
yeah,
and you'll never have a back pain, like a backache or anything like this.
yeah.
It's just unbelievable. You'll see when you come, it's just unbelievable. We got like, I think we got 80% off on it.
Oh wow.
So that's why we got it. But because I would never go for a seat at 2,000. I would never go for a seat at 500 USD.
Yeah, but you have a
But
fan. You have
80%
a
off.
you have a really fancy wife, so I mean, what do you want?
Yeah. But it's just genius, this chair. You'll try it when you come here.
Mm.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, when you were saying you could sit in any position, you just don't.
Yeah. So like I'm playing Mario, or I'm playing
Yeah.
Zelda or whatever, and I'm like this, and then you just move, or playing that really well. Where is the Xbox? Oh shit! It's at the neighbors, because I threw it there. But the thing is, playing that Snow Runner.
Yeah.
It's a game I really like. Actually, this is why I'll probably go back to having a console at some stage anyway.
Well,
But
SnowRunner's available on PC, man.
then I don't have to go console anymore. But yeah, the thing is, playing on this, spending your time, it's really good,
Yeah.
really, really good. Feels really good.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued now. I'm never spending that much money on a chair. I'm sorry, I'm just never doing that. But
No, it's just like someone who knows someone who knows someone. COVID unfortunately also went, made a lot of business go bankrupt. So there's a lot of clearance, stock clearance and things like this, and yeah, we were able to get this. It's just that is it's just unbelievable. I must say, and this is what I use every week to talk with you.
yeah. No,
Actually, this is what I use even during the week when I'm working from home
yeah. Oh,
from
that
time
looks
to
good.
time because it's just good.
That looks good. I mean, my chair is absolutely terrible. So I actually so that's what I was saying, like, going back to what I was saying, so that store had, like, Thrustmaster everything through it and Steel Series everything. So these headphones are Steel Series, right? But, they have all the flight simulator shit there too. But the thing that was really interesting is they've got the Ferrari F1 wheel, the changeable wheel for the Thrustmaster thing. They've got
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
replacement. I was just like, wow, that's really niche. That's
yeah.
so cool, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do this as well. Definitely get that as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they've got a GT wheel as well, actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, coming back to this, I'm surprised because usually when your bicycle doesn't have a seat on it, you just but yeah, this one don't sit just on the tube.
Well,
I'm a bit surprised that you actually have a full
you've got a
seat.
you've you've got a bit of an
It
obsession
was
with my ass today. It's like
just a big dildo is what
yeah,
I
like
thought it was.
earlier today, like you're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I go, I'm eating a banana." And I go, "Oh, you're sitting on it?" And now you're telling me about these bike fantasies of yours. It's like,
I should have said from the top.
yeah. Yeah, but, like, seriously, dude, like, I think should I start an OnlyFans just for you so you can pay me and I make you content with
No, the message I did send you that I was quite proud of was,
Yeah.
oh man, 5 to 10 minutes before we start the stream, turn off the porn and pull up your pants. It's time.
It's time.
Pull up
And
your pants.
that would have been impossible because at the time I actually wasn't wearing any pants.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I put on pants just for the stream.
Cool.
Yeah,
It's very
there's
respectful of
that.
you.
So do
Which
we
is
have any
it's about time, no, for the stream.
Yeah. So I think we've covered everything for today, right?
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
things we wanted to cover.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty good. It was a fun stream.
It was
Um,
a great
it'll
stream.
be it'll be really good. Next week we'll pre Nurburgring will be interesting to see what develops and what happens through the week. Normally, in these weeks where you have like a missing race, you tend to get a lot of like announcements and shit happening. So we had the Honda
Yeah,
announcement.
it's huge. It's huge.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens during the week. What else comes out? So yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah, there's still a week to go. What's happening in WEC?
I think they've got Bahrain or Belgium next. Let me have a look.
They've got Spa next,
No, I think is it Spa?
where they had the last year they had great weather and then rain and then snow and then great weather again.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. No,
That's unbelievable.
the next race is last race of the season is on the 14th of November. So they've got quite a big gap. So I've got the season pass for it, and yeah, so it's an 8-hour race in Bahrain. So yeah, that'll be an interesting race.
Yeah.
But yeah, but anybody anyway. Thanks everyone. Remember, like, share, subscribe, follow. I don't know, whatever you got to do behind the scenes to support us. Uh, thanks a lot for listening.
Send us some money
Send us some money. Yeah.
for the alcohol and whores and drugs.
It
I
does
just
make
actually I don't take drugs.
Yeah, it does make for an interesting stream. I mean, like this week, I didn't actually have any time to run out and get alcohol or anything.
And yet
And
that was the best stream ever with you.
oh,
That was your best work.
thank you, sir. Oh, it's so funny. Like normally, I'm fumbling around. Like I'll go and have a boozy lunch. I'll drink like a liter of sangria at lunch, and then I'll stumble back to the apartment, and then and then it's just like, oh, it's time for the stream. Give me a minute. And I'm like struggling to not drop shit while I'm up setting up the stream, and then I come on and try and act normal, which obviously I'm not very normal, but you know.
Yeah, what are you doing now, though?
Now
Yeah, that's
I'm
what you're
not
doing. You
what pretending to be normal.
yes.
Yeah. I'm pretending to have a real personality and be fun, but the reality is I'm gonna turn off all the lights and sit in a corner and wait for the
I'm
monitor.
going out, baby.
Well, lucky you, bitch. No, let me know how it goes tomorrow, because
I have a gay bedroom, a guest bedroom for you.
is it soundproof?
Better
Yeah,
be.
okay. Well, thank you everybody. Thanks for listening. We're looking forward to, yeah, seeing what happens over the week. But stay tuned. You will hear from us through the week. Until then, see you next time.